Next thing you know, he bucked up on Pearl, and we saw his trajectory shoot through the roof.
Yeah.
His subscribers, his plays, and his popularity, if you want to say, shot through the roof. I know this is directly from him working with the colonizer, the white woman. That's the big bad white woman.
That's the truth. And you know what? Right? That is when I stopped following him. That is when I stopped following him because he changed then. I stopped following him then. And I didn't know nothing about Pearl. I knew about Pearl because of Sarah.
Right. So now, because she's offered him a 30-70 split, which I think, based on the traction he was getting before fucking with Curl.
Can I just describe something to you, right? Imagine, right? I don't know, but you know when you start podcasting, you lot go and rent out places, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you lot do it, but I know that people say, "Oh, I'll go and I rent a studio." But imagine going into a studio, right? That's gone from in a little apartment to a penthouse, where you go in and everything's laid out, where you have the top cameras, where you have the top equipment, where you have the top producer, where you have a drinks trolley with every kind of drink that you can possibly want, right? And all you have to do is book it and say, "Do you know what? I'm going to go down there and I'm going to sit down." That's all you have to do. You don't have to do nothing else. You don't have to do no clips because there's people all around the world clipping. You don't have to do your shorts because there's people all around doing your shorts. You don't have to do nothing, right? And you're still going to get 30%.
You're free to do more content, do more stuff, and then your brand grows.
And what's it costing?
Exactly. So that proves.
Hold on, sister.
The colonizer brings freedom.
Hold on. Please hold on. Just to be totally transparent, this is exactly what we're trying to do for our channel for last year. I asked my family if they could do some clips for us, And you know what? One white Irish woman is doing clips for me. That's it. None of my black brothers, my black sisters, nobody. When I ask people for producers, my white brother is the only person that messaged me with his number saying, "I'd like to do producing for you," right? So one thing I understand is how quick we are to call racism and rare. But another thing is, I'm seeing brothers here that ain't been here for time to support their black brother. But now we're discussing a white woman and that content is firing and banging. Now they're all here.
Can I just say something?
No, one second,
that's the only time they unify.
I think you wait. So what I'm saying is, from my perspective, I actually know how it works, Everyone's quick to say, this is the oppressor and the colonizer. We don't work with ourselves. We don't help each other. We don't help the brother that shows the most consistency. Sarah comes over here to get clues on how to run online shit. We don't help each other to grow. So when you see a white person that has the resources, let's say they got the resources because their daddy, their great-great-granddad was a slave owner, and now they've got let's say that's the truth. Now we see that they got their ability to make shit happen. Guess what happens? Just like in the music industry, they go with the major labels. They go where it's easy for them, right? And all they got to do is put their feet up. Meanwhile, the independent, I've been streaming for 5 years.
Can I say something, right?
So I see what. Let me just finish up. I see exactly what's going on. If you go there, it's all done for you. It's laid out for you. You get your clips, you get your this, you get that, and your demographic expands and your numbers climb. Then you can monetize and turn this into a job.
Like I said to you, 40,000 since September.
It makes sense if you're gonna walk into it. This is what record labels do. If they're gonna do the marketing for you, they're gonna do the producing for you. They're gonna get you the studios. They're gonna get you the artists to work with, and this and that. Rare. It's going to be reflected in the cut. This is business. Like all Sarah had to do is say, "Look, I'm going to work for you at first for 30%. And then we're going to see how the numbers change, let's say in a month's time. Then I want to claw another 5%, right? And if the numbers go a certain amount, then I want another 10%. And I'm going to work up until we're doing 50-50.
But 30%.
I'm going to put in just as much work as you're putting in, and I'm gonna make sure my shit, is worth you going 50-50 splits with me."
All right, can I say something, right? And Rick, when I talk, right, I just want you to be quick with the answers, right, Rick? Right. And what a lot of people don't see, and what I realize that a lot of people that I always tell the people, whenever you stop watching and follow these people, learn their background, find out who they are. right? Because just because somebody said they're supporting black people, it don't mean they are. Now, I've been called all these names, right? And Rick was a young man that was on my show. He wanted to start a podcast. You know what I done? I introduced him to Blessing, the producer, because I could. Pearl might be hearing this for the first time, but I don't really give a damn. I introduced him to Blessing. I said, you know what? Ask him for some advice. You know what I mean? Come and ask him for some advice, right? There's a young man in Africa that I know that's struggling at the moment. And Rick wanted somebody to do his clips. And I'm like, do you know what? Give him the job. Give him the job. I said, I'm going to get him the job. I said to him, Pearl, do me a favor. Give that boy a channel. He can do shorts. Give him a channel. She goes, oh, I said, that ain't going to cost you anything. Just give him a channel. Just hand it over to him and let him do whatever. Right? There's a young man in Barbados that I met. And when I went over there, he's an animator. And I commissioned him because one thing I do, I don't know about anybody else, but if I got to pay for something for the show, right, the Pearl's got to pay me back. Right? And I said to him, I want you to commission me 2 cartoons. Do the 2 cartoons, what you do. He goes, oh, because I said, don't worry about the cost. You know what I mean? Because I ain't paying for it. Right. And then I realized that in Barbados, no matter what they put on YouTube, that they can't get monetized. Do you know what I said to Pearl? I said to Pearl, give that man a channel for me. I said, open up. I want you to open up an animation. There's Pearl animation. She goes, oh, but Auntie, I'm not going that way. I said, listen, right, all I want you to do, right, because she calls me Auntie in real life, because I am her auntie. I said, all I want you to do is to do a channel for the guy, because he can't get monetized there, but you can get monetized. Open up the channel for the boy. Let him give him all control, and let him.
So you can confirm that there's black people that are eating food based off associating with Pearl.
A bag of them.
Yeah, and it all feeds through because I don't stop. That's what I'm saying. I don't stop. Pearly animation.
Another thing I noticed, and another thing I noticed is, like from my own personal experience, that I have a lot of black support. I've got a lot of Asian support. I have a lot of Arab support, and so I'm not trying to exclude anyone. But in the late hours, when I'm grinding and when I'm, what can I say? I'm disheartened, and I may be in my feelings, and I'm feeling like, you know what? People don't really want to step up and do what they say. They say they love me and they say, yo, you inspire them. But really, when it comes to rolling up their sleeve, they don't really want to do it. From the organizations that I was involved in to do with grassroots, community activism and stuff like that, what I realized is behind all of it is usually a white or an Asian or somebody non-black that's actually going to be there side by side and doing the hard work, putting the money in or the time in that's needed. And usually I get whispers from some blackity black righteous person saying, oh, what you got them around for? Oh, careful of that person. Oh, be careful, brother. Oh, brother, you know, we got to be careful because I'm rare. Like even one of the people that scream and shout, I give them a key. Like they like trust me when I mean I can't afford, when I look in my youth's face, when I look in my fridge, when I look in my bank account on practical day to day, I can't afford to even take some of these men seriously. Because if I did follow them, I'd be broke. Yeah, I'd be completely broke, destitute with nothing. Because really and truly, we like to talk about black empowerment. But we don't like to do anything.
And we don't help each other.
We don't like to do anything.
And not even that.
When we see some of us sourcing from outside of the community, then we want to accuse people of tokenism, supporting races, being a sellout, being a coon, and I've seen it lots of times. I reckon that I'm the one that's gonna go on the battlefield and actually fight for black people. While next man will stay and talking about how much they love their people. So I see there's a difference in methodology. I like action. I don't like a bag of chat. So I understand why, in a business sense, if you know your thing's popping and basically anything you touch is gonna now turn to gold, you want to get rewarded for your work. So 30% of nothing is still great, right? 30% of nothing is great.
It's a lot, you know, bro. That's a lot, you know, bro.
It's great. And in business terms, a lot of people wouldn't be offering you 30%. Now, Sarah, I do believe, is a personality enough to work on his brand and build it up. And at some point, his 30% will either be a crazy amount, or he'd earn enough to renegotiate his terms. And do you know what I mean? This is what business people do.
And plus, he can travel. He can take his podcast everywhere.
But anyway, man, it is what it is. I want to play Sarah's initial complaint so that we're all up to speed in what Sarah's saying. I don't mind people asking me to stop it so they can make a comment or two. You know how we do. It's about a 20-minute video. Let's take our time and see where it goes. Big ups to RE, Jenny, for joining. Really appreciate it. And I appreciate all you lot on the panel as well. Even the ones with opposing views or whatever. Like, thank you for choosing this panel to jump on. And any of you that want to say something before I play the video?
I think that you proved that the whole racism and wow, we a community and let's come in. You don't care about the community. It's all a grift. You just proved that with what you said. It's a bunch of people who can't accomplish anything, who thinks because somebody looks like them that they should give up their position and join them at the bottom. Yeah. That's how people with no power, who can't achieve power at all, attempt to get it, is by using cards like racism or community, or if you don't do what I say, then you're a sellout. Like, it's all a grift. It's all a hustle.